Russell Westbrook has undoubtedly been the most scrutinized player in the NBA since he was traded to the Lakers in the 2021 offseason.
What?
Taking that title from his teammate LeBron James. While he has definitely had his fair share of struggles, most of the Lakers' failures haven't been his fault.
What?
But if you were to ask NBA fans and analysts alike, they would tell you that he was the entire downfall of the Lakers dynasty and the reason gas prices have been so high. And based on that, you, along with me, one of the biggest Russell Westbrook fans out there, would have thought for sure he was going to be traded before the start of this new season. And then the season started, and he was still on the roster. While I firmly believe a trade was going to happen this offseason, the fact that he is still in LA makes me believe he is here to stay long term. Like at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he re-signs with them this upcoming offseason. And that's a good thing if you're a Lakers fan. And here's why. Throughout LeBron's whole career, one of the biggest things he has always needed is a backup point guard. Because while LeBron would be on the court for about 38 minutes a night, the 10 minutes he was off the court would be terrible. LeBron would leave the game with a double-digit lead and then come back in with his team down. Now in 2020, the Lakers seem to have solved that problem by signing Rajon Rondo. This was something a lot of people thought wouldn't work because Rondo was a ball-dominant point guard who couldn't shoot. But when they staggered LeBron and Rondo's minutes, it made for elite point guard play for all 48 minutes. With Rondo running the offense while LeBron sat, the team wouldn't lose the lead, which would actually allow LeBron to come back in and not play from behind, as he had done in Cleveland. That 2020 team went on to win the championship, and while LeBron and AD's elite play was the main contribution, you can't argue that Rondo was one of the most important players on that roster. I mean, look what happened in 2021. Rondo left to go to Atlanta to be a backup to Trae Young, and the Lakers replaced his role with Dennis Schroeder. And while Schroeder is a better scorer than Rondo, was not as good at facilitating. I think this, along with the injuries of LeBron and AD, led them to finishing as the 7th seed and losing in the first round to the Suns in 6 games. So when the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, it made sense. Every NBA analyst out there said it was a horrible trade, but I thought it was a steal. They gave up KCP and Kyle Kuzma for a guy who had just averaged a triple-double for his 4th season. The way I saw it, Russ was brought in as an insurance policy. If LeBron or AD got injured, Russ could still carry you to win games. He could also act as a backup point guard and facilitate when LeBron sat. But the Lakers never used him like that. Now, if you want to know our thoughts on why the Lakers sucked last season and how they could have fixed it, check out our video we already made on that. But in short, the team never meshed, and once the losing happened, Russ became the fall guy. Everyone turned on him, even his home crowd, and I think that did a number on him psychologically. Russ seemed to doubt every decision he would make. Oftentimes, he would look lost on the court. It's hard enough to play on the road, but when you play at home and your home crowd is booing you, that has to take its toll. Last season, Russ had a plus-minus of 4.3, the worst of his career. It's no wonder Russ's body language screamed a trade. And thus, it looked like history was about to repeat itself during the first 3 games of this season. As a starter, Russ averaged 10, 6, and 4 while shooting 28.9% from the field and a whopping 8% from 3. And then Russ missed a game. The Lakers lost the 4th game of the season to the Nuggets by 11. And I think that's when everyone realized, maybe it isn't just Russ after all. Maybe the entire roster is garbage. Maybe Rob Pelinka is the worst GM in the history of the NBA. I think the main reason Russ didn't get traded is because I believe LeBron genuinely loves playing with him. We know off the court they're great friends, and recently Russ just bought a home that's right across the street from LeBron's in LA, which to me doesn't seem like a decision someone would make who is about to get traded. I think LeBron wants to succeed with Russ, and I imagine they had quite a few conversations, which I believe led to this decision. To bring Russ off the bench. Since that change, they are 2-1, and frankly, the game they lost to the Timberwolves, they only lost by 9 and likely could have won had AD played. Since Russ has come off the bench, his new averages are 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting a career-high 46.1% from the field and 33.3% from 3. But here's the biggest difference. His plus minus is now a plus 7.3. That's a 12.6 point turnaround. How is it that this looks like a brand new Lakers team? I honestly believe it's because Darvin Ham has finally figured out the rotations to allow each member of the roster to succeed, and the fact that the LA crowd now loves and embraces Russ. They have finally responded to his hustle and willingness to sacrifice his game for the betterment of the team. I mean, Darvin Ham was practically in tears after Russ got a standing ovation, and I think Russ is someone who feeds off of that energy. If I'm a Lakers fan, I don't want a Westbrook trade because you are going to lose that bench support, and especially that facilitator for when LeBron rests. I know it's really early to be making these predictions, but I would go as far to say that if Russ keeps playing this efficient off the bench, and the Lakers continue to play hard-nosed defense, a slow offensive pace, and pounding in the paint, they could finish as a top 6 seed. Right now, they have the number 2 rated defense in the entire NBA, and we know that defense wins championships. I'm going to be so bold and predict that Russell Westbrook wins 6th Man of the Year this year, and the Lakers miss the play-in tournament, because they will finish in the top 6 in the West. Let us know your thoughts on the new look Lakers and Russell Benchbrook. That's the new nickname I'm giving him. It's not an indictment. It's to be celebrated. Anyways, thanks, guys.